The year is 2023. PBS Plus has just launched, bringing the world's streaming services to 4,387. How can anyone be expected to go through all this content? Fear not, loyal passengers. Captain JoeMeZ and his first mate Mez are here to travel through space and time to bring you the best nuggets pop culture has to offer. Strap in. It's time for the JoeMeZ podcast. Hello everyone and welcome to episode 376 of the JoeMeZ podcast. I'm Mez and my co-host as always is...
the magistrate of Caravan City, the talisman of Thanksgiving dinner. I'm Captain JoeMeZ from the JoeMeZ podcast.
Yeah, you are, buddy. How you doing? How was that Thanksgiving, bro?
Thanksgiving was lovely. There was food. There was drink. Everything you would come to know and love, Gomez. Except, when I think Thanksgiving, people automatically revert to watching NFL football, right?
Sure,
especially in the United States. Well, I say especially, but it's only in the United States because only us took our land from the Native Americans. The rest of the world does not celebrate such things.
Yes, they don't care.
But my I don't want to say prototypical is not the right word, but my go-to Thanksgiving movie, I said, you know what? I'm in the mood for some real Thanksgiving right now. And that would be Son-in-Law with Pauly Shore. The greatest Thanksgiving film ever made.
Wow, that's a bold claim, Joe. I mean,
What's better? Name me a better Thanksgiving movie right now.
I guess the other two movies people would say are Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. People like that movie.
A distant second.
Also, Dutch. Dutch is a
further distant third.
You don't like Dutch when
I actually like Dutch, but come on, compare it to Son-in-Law with my double Pauly Shore, Carla Gugino, Lane Smith, who was the evil hockey coach from the Mighty Ducks, and the other lawyer from My Cousin Vinny.
Oh no, the evil coach! I love it.
Yeah, Coach Riley. Hey, and then he does the thing with his collar.
Yeah, he does. Come on, Banks.
I want Banks out of this game. You hear me?
Pauly Shore was doing a one-man show recently. He came to my town. Sadly, I wasn't around. I was so upset the dates didn't work out. Pauly Shore doing a one. It's got to be good, right? Come on, him telling stories on stage.
Any worse than Matt Rife.
No, nothing is worse than that, bro. Oh, that's all I heard this week was how terrible that was. I loved it. We weren't alone. Everyone was saying the same thing. How did this white boy get this special? He is not funny. That's all. And I was like, yes, good.
Good. I'm glad because it at least validates our opinion. You know, like, oh, they're just shitting on the cool guy.
Yeah.
No.
I
don't purposely go here like, oh, I can't wait to shit on this. Give me something good, Matt. Right? Give me something to shit on. That's not what I was doing.
Never that. We don't waste time hate watching. Never.
Oh, but I really wanted to watch Son-in-Law, and I couldn't go, Mez, because for some reason, when all these streaming networks beef up their holiday programming, the fucking 8 minutes after Halloween, all the Christmas selection is out there for everyone, right? We still got Thanksgiving, and Thanksgiving means Son-in-Law, and it's nowhere to be found. Nowhere.
Isn't it crazy how there's just some movies there's just not around? That's insane. There's 100 streaming services. Especially,
Gomez, on the 30th anniversary of Son-in-Law.
God. This is bad, bro. And we're not keeping our traditions, bro.
I had a couple adult beverages in me, and I sent out a text. And I said, it bothers me that I have nowhere to watch Son-in-Law on Thanksgiving. And within minutes, my double main man right here, Michael Jonathan
right.
Gomez,
That's me.
said, "Here you go, bro."
I got you, bro. I got you. I got all my bros. They need to see something. I got it. I'm that guy. I'm
Gomez
Blockbuster.
Gomez gave me son-in-law. And you know what? When I got home later that evening, I watched the shit out of some son-in-law.
I was gonna watch it. I didn't get a chance. I was like, I haven't seen Son-in-Law in a while. Now that I got it, I want to watch it.
Where is it on your letterbox? How long ago?
Let's see, real Son. I'm trying to think. Pauly Shore movies. I can't say. Encino Man is probably the only one I watch. It says I have not watched Son-in-Law in 12, 13. I don't have it logged, bro. I
So
haven't seen
before
it.
you even started on Letterboxd.
Yes. So it's sometime before then. 2009.
Which is crazy because you say you watched Encino Man. Meanwhile, the character Link has a cameo in Son-in-Law.
Yes, he does. But it says I haven't seen Encino Man in almost 12 years.
Okay,
so
well,
I
that's
don't
just, and you say you claim to love movies.
What am I doing with my life, bro?
I didn't want to be the one to say this, Gomez, but it seems like a very big waste of life is what you lead. No son-in-law, no Encino Man. Just what are you doing?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
No. So this is what just happened. I just got some emergency alert on my phone for some bullshit. And
what did someone's kid get kidnapped again?
Not even. I don't even know. Public safety. Wireless callers with an issue calling 911 call something else. So apparently 911 isn't working or something on the phones. So I got this alert, and it kicked my headphones onto the phone. And this is ridiculous, bro. What the fuck is going on here?
Technology. This is why you got to use wires on everything.
This is bullshit. I even shut my Bluetooth off on my phone. Unbelievable. For nothing. How does 911 not work? What is going on here? Well, I don't even understand that.
Well, if you ever listen to the Stonecutters, the real number is 912.
It says, if you're having trouble calling 911, call 631-852 cops. That's what I'm going to do in emergency. What are we doing? Oh, Joe, we're talking about Son-in-Law.
It's great.
Was it good? It was good.
Everyone should watch it. It's the 30th anniversary of Son-in-Law. Go buy it on DVD somewhere.
Yeah, that's bullshit. I gotta say, that is bullshit.
You can
That's
get it
not
on Amazon.
streaming.
You can rent it. It's like $4.
You gotta rent it.
Yeah,
sure. But I mean, I don't want to sound like we shouldn't have to pay for nothing. But I mean, at this point, nothing should only be available to rent. Everything should be on some form of streaming services. I mean,
but we're not renting those either. We pay for those services.
You pay to rent it.
No, but I'm saying it's not like we're asking for it to be free.
No,
we just want it to be somewhere we've already paid.
Somewhere we already paid. And let me tell you, bro. Ooh, did you do any Black Friday shopping right after Thanksgiving?
No, because here's the thing with Black Friday that I've noticed over the past 2 or 3 years. It's not a deal anymore. No. People are doing sales all fucking year long. That by the time Black Friday comes around, and look, this year, Black Friday sales started a week and a half ago. It's like jumping to Christmas before we've even hit Thanksgiving.
So stupid. It's like, what? Black Friday starts now. It's like, what? It's
and these sales aren't even, there's no more like real doorbuster sales. Those were there to get you in the building, get you there first, get you there online, get you to spend that money.
Yes,
but you know what? They ain't even there anymore. In most cases, it's not even that big of a deal.
No, there's no crazy sales. The only thing I did this year was the streaming services had deals. So like Hulu, you get Hulu for $1 a month for the whole year. So I said, you know what? Cancel this account. Let's open a new one. So 99 cents for Hulu, and you can add on Disney for $2. So I said, all right, I'll keep Disney for $2 a month. Sure, why not?
Yeah.
So for $2.99, I'm getting Hulu and Disney. Why not? Sounds
Did
good.
they have the ESPN Plus option as well?
They didn't have an option, but that's okay. I really don't use it. You use it because of hockey and stuff.
I have
I
no
use
choice.
it for the once in a while a sports documentary and a UFC, but really, it's no big deal. I could do without it. I could save the money. I also did Peacock had a deal, pay $20 for the whole year. So I paid $20 for the whole year. Boom. Don't got to think about it again. Love it.
It's pretty good. That WWE network we thought was a steal at $10 a month, $9.99 back in the day. Now I get the WWE network and every episode of The Office for $20 a year.
$20 a year, baby. Woo, beautiful. And the only other place I saw doing the deal was you could get HBO Max instead of $10. You get it for like $2 or $3, which is good. That's good if you use it. I get it free with my AT&T now, so that's a game changer. I don't know why they do it, but thank you, AT&T. I appreciate it.
Thank you guys for listening to the JoeMeZ podcast. Remember to hit subscribe, leave a 5-star review wherever it is that you're listening to this, or if you're watching on YouTube, definitely hit subscribe, leave a like, leave some comments about all the good stuff that you're hearing from us, and follow us on all the social media at JoeMeZ. And now, JoeMeZ, we have a very new Facebook group. Just search JoeMeZ podcast. We had in the past a Facebook page, which is something we've had basically since the podcast started.
Yeah.
And it's fine, but at the same time, it doesn't encourage discussion. It's just for us to post basically, hey, new episode came out. It doesn't get people to come there, and people aren't allowed to like write on the wall or write about the episodes or bring up a topic and have other listeners engage with them. And that's something I've been trying to work on for a while, try to migrate the page over to a group. That way everyone could write and comment and everything. And no, you can't do that. So finally, I just said, fuck it. And I started a JoeMeZ Facebook group. So come join the group. It's free. Come hang out. Obviously, we'll be posting all the normal stuff that we do normally post, but now you could come in, write some posts of your own, see if other people want to come in and talk about it. If you got a problem with the way we discuss Naked Gun today, well, you can make it known. And then, I don't know, probably someone like Joey Hudson will come in and write something under it.
Yes, love it. Love to see. We'll be on there, Maybe I'll put what I'm watching over the weekend. What are you watching? We'll get some discussion going. I think it'll be fun over there.
Yeah, I just think it's a good way to further engage with the base. And obviously, we're trying to get all the back episodes that have not worked in a while. This was ever since we first got on Spotify that these episodes have stopped working because they were a good file at the time, but Spotify does not approve of the file type that it was under. All the old episodes were under. So those were never on Spotify to begin with. And then for whatever reason, they stopped working on all the other apps as well. We did have an issue with the app Pocket Casts, which was brought to my attention by Mr. Stay Puft. He uses Pocket Casts and says he can't find our podcast. So he has to watch the YouTube version. And I said, well, what do you use? He told me Pocket Cast, and I looked into it. I downloaded it myself. I couldn't even find our show.
Oh shit, really? I never even heard of Pocket Cast.
And it's just another thing. It's listed on our servers. Once you're listed on Apple, it comes up.
You should be on everything. Yeah.
He had an old RSS feed for the show that basically stopped at like, I don't know, episode 99.
Yeah, I remember we switched over. We switched over the feed. Yeah.
But like when I would search JoeMeZ, one word, JoeMeZ, 3 word, like all different kinds wouldn't come up. Finally, I found a Reddit thread saying that this is something that happens on Pocket Cast with a lot of shows. And I had to insert our current RSS feed into the search.
Wow. Jeez.
To be able to find my own show.
That's crazy. That's a lot of work.
So I sent that over to Mr. Stay Puft. It's working now for him. If you guys are using Pocket Cast, please do that. I've posted it on Twitter and all our social media. So if you're using Pocket Cast, I know it's a pain in the ass, but please just copy the RSS feed and insert that into the search bar on Pocket Cast.
Yeah, we sound sexy in your ear holes when you're not watching us. It's good.
I don't know. We look pretty good.
We do look good, but we sound good too. So either way.
So that was Thanksgiving. That was the real big announcements we needed to get out of the way. And with all that being said, JoeMeZ, hit the breaking news music.
Woo! Breaking news. All right, Joe. What's breaking this week? What we got here?
Scream is dead, JoeMeZ.
Oh, this is very sad to hear, bro.
Not for me.
Why? You upset you were gonna have to go to the movies?
These are the worst two people in the movies. Oh, they're not gonna be in the screen. Oh my, thank you.
Come on. One of them, yes. The other one, no. Come on. The older sister, she's terrible.
Older sister's terrible.
She's terrible. Terrible. The
younger what is it? Melissa Barrera? Is that her?
Yeah,
like, are we really gonna get upset that the worst part of the movie is not gonna be in the movie?
The only reason to get upset is because she had the Billy Loomis connection, you know. So that's why I'd be like, oh yeah.
No.
What? We want CGI Skeet Ulrich, bro. We want that. And then Jenny Ortega, come on, why are we hating on her? She's the best.
No, I got no problem with Jenna Ortega. Oh. You know, what does she do? She got to do the Wednesday show season 2.
Apparently, that's what they're saying. She's too busy because of the strike and everything.
It came up that she quit in protest.
Yes,
but then it was
it's like no, relax.
No, she's just doing Wednesday.
She's just busy. So, she ain't staying there with nobody.
JoeMeZ, you're a Scream fan. Like, obviously, your opinion matters more in this than mine. But what do you care about this?
I care because they had an idea that they were going for, and now they have to kind of, scrap everything and find a new direction if they can find a new direction. Like I said, she's connected to the other characters because she's supposed to be the daughter of the killer in the first one, the boyfriend. So there was always that connection. Now you're just gonna have the twins, right? You just bring the twins back. I don't know if the twins are making people care. I don't think people care enough about these people. So what do? You just restart it again? A whole new cast? I would think they would try to bring back up the truck and give Neve Campbell some money to come back since she didn't, come back for this one. I don't know. We'll see. I say let's take a Scream break then. Let's not rush to make this movie if we're not going to do it. I don't know if I heard it was a Christmas movie. I may be making that up.
I don't think it'll be out in time for Christmas.
But I say just sit down, relax. We don't need to rush a Scream movie. Let's not do nothing crazy.
So with Scream going under, 2 long-running shows are also coming to a conclusion in 2024, JoeMeZ. The first being CBS's long-running cop show, Blue Bloods.
Really? Oh, shit. What is that, like 10, 12 years, bro?
14 seasons.
Wow, crazy. That's so fucking crazy.
That's why this is on here, is because I'm looking at this going, you gave us 14 seasons of Blue Bloods. 14 seasons, bro.
That's so crazy, bro. That show is always on.
That's almost 4 years of seasons.
It's crazy. It's insane. I'll miss it. Well, I'll miss Tom Selleck and Donnie Wahlberg. Oh, that's a grandpa show. That's like your dad's favorite show. Like, that's one of those. That's why 14 seasons.
Old
they could have went
watching
more.
CBS. Oh yeah, I love this show. How's it any different than any other cop show? What?
No difference. There's a son and a dad. That's the difference.
Another show that I have never even watched, don't care about, but I know some people do. Young Sheldon coming to an end after 7 seasons.
He's not so young no more. He's like very big now. It's not as cute anymore.
Well, that's the problem, right? Like when 2.5 men became just 3 men.
He wasn't cute anymore. Like him, he's just being a sarcastic asshole. Like it's not cute when you're fucking 14. You're just a dickhead. Young Sheldon, I don't go out of my way to watch it, but it's on TBS. I feel it's either Big Bang Theory or Young Sheldon I'm watching in between episodes of AEW or basketball. So I'll be sad to see it go. I don't mind Young Sheldon. It's a stupid little sitcom, it's cute. It's whatever.
Next thing I got this week, JoeMeZ, actually today. the day this show comes out that you're listening to right now on Netflix, a special holiday extraordinaire coming out called The Bad Guys, a very bad holiday.
I saw they were making that, so that's a Netflix thing, not a Peacock thing. Isn't that a Universal?
Yeah, I don't know, but I was surprised it was Netflix myself because it was a theatrical movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is going to be on Netflix starting today. It's about a half hour long from what I see. And if you guys don't remember The Bad Guys, it was a bunch of talking animals, robbing banks and shit.
Animals. Yes.
So I will be watching this.
It was good. It was cute. It wasn't like stupendous or anything, but it was fun. It was fun.
It was a perfectly fine triple main man back in the day.
100%. So I look forward to it. I'll definitely we'll definitely check that out. I don't know. I heard about it, but I haven't seen one thing like that's crazy. This that should be a bigger deal, you know?
I would think so.
A holiday special? Come on. I don't know. These fucking people.
So one of the last things I got, Gomez, Ric Flair.
What about this fucking guy?
He was on Club Shay Shay podcast. This is Shannon Sharp's podcast because you got to have one. And Shannon Sharp asked him, this has become a thing with the Kelseys. Whenever they talk to another tight end, they always ask for your Mount Rushmore of tight ends to see if that person is going to mention Travis.
Okay.
And normally they do, and honestly, rightfully so. He's in that conversation.
Yes.
They just had Shannon Sharp recently, and he gave his Mount Rushmore of tight ends, which was Gronk and Travis, and I forget who the other two were, but Shannon had Ric Flair on his show, and he asked Ric Flair for his Mount Rushmore of wrestlers.
Okay, this is interesting.
And now we've had this conversation plenty of times about Ric Flair.
Yes, sir.
But now Ric Flair says, well, out of his contemporaries, he lists Mount Rushmore as The Undertaker, Hulk Hogan, Steve Austin, and Shawn Michaels.
Okay.
I don't think it's terrible.
Yeah, I get it. It's not bad.
It's not
people
bad.
People love The Undertaker. Undertaker just always gets that push from all the boys, right? He's the boys wrestler. Everybody loves them. So I
feel like The Undertaker is one of those things that if you're in the business, you kind of have to say. Sure. It's like for the generation before, they're forced to say Andre for everything.
Yeah, I get it. 100%. So, but it's not a bad list from Ric Flair. I'm glad he didn't go like stupid there, but it makes sense, especially for him to say it.
He's still on the Shawn Michaels is the greatest wrestler of all time thing.
There's nothing wrong with that. He's up there, bro. No, why not?
I give Shawn top 10.
Sure, so he's up there. Top 10 is up there, bro. Lots of wrestlers.
Not top 4.
Sure, no, I wouldn't. I mean, he's my favorite because he's like one of the guys got me into wrestling. The bad guy being cool. So I love him. But I can understand, especially if you're going to add other things. Did Shawn Michaels draw very well, right? Like he was champ when it was not very good. The
company almost went out of business.
Right? Like it was not good. So I get that. But I mean, he was putting on banger matches, bro. But hey, people love Bret Hart too, right? And those were the two worst champions probably in history, right?
The only points I kind of give Bret ahead of Shawn. At this point, Shawn ahead of Bret because Shawn had the big second act.
Sure, yes, he did have a whole nother career.
And that part was probably might have even been better than his initial run.
Might have been. Yeah, no.
But Bret was a huge draw in Europe and overseas.
Sure. Okay.
That Shawn wasn't. So Bret made that company a lot of money overseas.
Okay. That does matter because those big tours back then.
Well, they were doing a lot of those tours because they couldn't make money in the United States.
Yeah, I remember. We're bringing up wrestling, Joe. There was a big return this weekend. Woo-hoo-hoo.
Yeah, R-Truth.
Finally back, bro. Tore that MCL or something. He's been out for a long time, for real, though. He's been out for like over a year, I think. It's been a long time. I was even thinking of him the other day because he always the guy who pops up and says something stupid. And I'm sitting there going, yo, I haven't seen is R-Truth? Like, I was like, did he get fired? Like, I was worried for a minute because I haven't seen him. No. He was hurt, but now he's back, baby.
How do you
Eating
fire
Ruffles.
R-Truth? Come on now.
Bro, they fire some people sometimes when I go, really, that guy? All
like
right.
Rick Boogs.
Like Rick Boogs. What are you doing? Come on.
Now, there's this tag team that was in this spot with R-Truth. And I watched Survivor Series, guys. I did. Like,
he
willingly.
For real. I didn't say shit to this man. He's just in the group chat commenting. I'm like, oh, okay, Joe. Here we go.
The first thing I want to say, there's this group Damage Control.
Ooh, the best, right?
There's 3 Asian girls in one group. It's the best.
Yes, the Carrie Sane just came back, baby.
So good. But this Ruffles spot they do, and they got Chelsea and her partner, and then R-Truth is there, and the big dude, what's the big dude's name?
Otis,
that's right.
Otis and Gable.
And then this tag team shows up.
Yes.
And I have no fucking idea who these guys are. My brother mentioned their name. I don't know it. But
Pretty
like
Deadly.
what is it?
Pretty Deadly.
Pretty Deadly, sure. But like they don't even introduce themselves. Like,
no, because you're supposed to know though.
No, I don't. But I'm watching them. I go, one guy's got light hair, one guy's got dark hair, and they have this look that is very reminiscent of RJ City. And I know RJ City is not the most known guy, right? But he's been around for years.
Sure.
He does the Hey EW show. He's big on the internet. That's how I know RJ City is. He's big on the internet. And I'm looking at both these guys and I go, this team is like if RJ City was the inspiration for Spy versus Spy. Like RJ City with light hair, RJ City with dark hair, and they both teamed up one time just because they wanted Otis's potato chips.
Let me tell you, I love it, right? It's great. It's a great reference. But who the fuck is getting a Spy versus Spy reference in 2023, bro? I don't think anyone knows what you're talking about.
Everybody gets it.
I hope so. It's good. But Spy versus Spy is such a like you had to be there for that one. Like that is I didn't have much staying power.
Oh,
Spy
man.
versus Spy.
Spy versus Spy, I can't even tell you anything about it except it's very iconic design.
Yes, they're very iconic looking.
So I know it from sight, not exactly from content. Like I can't tell you a Spy versus Spy comic or a show or whatever. Like I know it was on Mad TV. It had like a running bit for a while.
Well, because it was in the magazine. It came from
Mad
the magazine.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
but like I was like, I can't tell you like
they just try to blow each other up. It's like one
it's Tom and Jerry,
the other. It's Tom and Jerry, 100%. Yes, that's what it is. 100%. So what you think of Survivor Series, Joe? War Games. Ooh.
I see a lot of people talking about this show saying how great it was.
I don't know about that one.
And I really didn't get that from now. Granted, I'm gonna say I fell asleep on my couch during the men's War Games match.
What are you doing, bro?
Because I'm going, they already said it's Randy Orton, so who gives a shit? The women's match, I thought was okay. I thought the finish was very, very flat.
Yeah, I don't like that. But it's more storyline driven to do the Bailey. They've been doing the whole Bailey.
But especially in the opening match, I don't like it.
I get it, too. I understand.
The Miz versus Gunther, man, that guy has been on a fucking heater since he changed his name.
He's unbelievable. He is.
Match was very good. Now, someone, one of our friends, brought up that, hey, was this the Miz's best match ever? And listen, that's not for me to decide. I certainly am not the most knowledgeable Miz fan out there.
Isn't Eddie Bowman? Doesn't he say like the Miz is his GOAT or something like that? I think one of our boys says they love the Miz. So
now, granted, if you look at like the entirety of the Miz's career, it's incredible. I would kill
he's had a hell of a
for the
run.
Miz's career.
Yes, it is.
Like I had this conversation with, I think it was Broski actually. I was like, you know whose career I would have loved? The Miz. And like, I think he was shocked that I said that. And I'm like, think about it. Like, when he's like, no, it makes sense. I guess he just didn't expect me to say it.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say it's a great career.
But a lot of people,
bro.
if you say that, a lot of people would be shocked, like the Miz. But it's like, think about all he's done. He's main evented a WrestleMania.
He's
He's
had
been
every
on top
belt.
of every pay-per-view. He's held every single title. He married the hottest chick to ever be in wrestling. Like, and Maurice looks even better now. I don't know how the fuck it's the fucking French Canadian genes or something. Because my God, that woman is incredible. Like, he's a fucking millionaire. He's got 10 billion action figures. He's been in fucking 1,000
Movies,
video
TV
games. He's been in
shows,
movies. Like, what more could you want out of life? Like, the Miz has fucking done it, bro.
No, it's the truth.
But the thing is now, this was a really good match, but the Miz has been around 20 years. We're closing in on 20 years of the Miz at this point. There's got to be some other matches in there, and I can't think of anything off the top of my head.
I can't either. I mean, I'm sure there had to be like a Chris Jericho match, you know, something
Ziggler,
like that. Something like that, like someone good with him. And I don't know. It's just the Miz is like, right? He's not a bad wrestler. He's just very like, he's like a solid, like just kind of, he knows where to be, knows what to do. But like nothing ever looks like so good. Like sometimes it looks
like have you ever left a show? I can't think of a time I left watching a show. And now, granted, I haven't been watching wrestling consistently for a while now, but I don't ever remember walking away going, "Wow, that Miz match really fucking killed." I remember walking out of that WrestleMania from Miami going, that Miz match might have been the worst main event in the history of WrestleMania because it was terrible.
It was a bad match,
and it wasn't the Miz's fault. It was because they decided to use the Miz as a side character in the John Cena and the Rock story.
Yes, no, like I said, when I see the Miz, it's usually a change the channel, walk away, not pay attention to the thing. So obviously, I could have missed some gold there. I'm not gonna lie, but yes, like you say, when you say the Miz, I'm thinking of cringe. I'm thinking him getting eaten by a zombie. You know, like I'm thinking of stupid shit because he does a lot of stupid shit. He's more of a comedic kind of silly guy.
He's the company guy because that stuff. It's like he's the guy. He's like fucking Teflon. He can do all that dumb shit. And then you need a guy to challenge for the belt tomorrow. And it's like, someone grab the Miz. And people will be like, oh, you know what? Like, I don't want to say it, but I could see them putting the belt on the Miz here. You know, after he fucking ran away from zombie Colonel Sanders the night before.
Yeah, that was the worst when he won the belt, when he was the Money in the Bank and he won the belt. And then he kept running away from Bobby Lashley in the rematch. Like, it's like, what do we do? But no, the Miz, you can't go wrong. So if whoever is the Miz fan of our fans there, please tell us if we're missing a moment, a match. Really, we want to know
if we had to put a top 5 Miz, timeline together for, let's hypothetically say, Sweaty Men in Tights 2024.
Sure.
If we're gonna do a Miz section, what are the Miz go-to moments here? Outside of just the girl making the face when he cashes in Money in the Bank.
Exactly, because that's obviously he'll never not have that moment of cashing in and all that. Like, yes, but we want matches. We want to know, were you like, damn, bro, that was a good-ass mismatch? Because we don't know.
All right, JoeMeZ, but let's talk about it. Randy Orton is absolutely yoked.
Bro, he is fucking jacked, bro. I was like, nah, that's what a wrestler looks like. When he got in that ring with everyone else, I was like, look at that. That's a fucking wrestler. Big and beefy, bro. Holy shit.
So I was asleep before his entrance, and I wasn't trying to go to sleep. I just fucking passed out on the couch. And then I woke up, like, I don't know, probably an hour or so after the show. And I was like, oh, let me go on Twitter and see what I missed.
Oh man, Randy Orton was good to see. It was good. I like the they gave us the little swerve at the end, right? They put the copyright thing on the bottom. So, see you later. It was a good. It was
brilliant. Good. This is one of the things that they've had kind of in their bag of tricks for 1,000 years.
Yep, and
have never used.
Yeah, it was great.
The copyright banner is there as a false finish, just waiting to be used. But we've just seen it all so long, so often that we know the show is over. They've never used that as a falsie before.
So
Brilliant. I don't know if that
Brilliant.
was a Triple H call. I read that it was, but you know,
yeah, I
like,
read that it was that was his idea. It's a great call, bro. Because I was like,
it's really
all right.
it's a really
I was like,
smart
all right.
move.
I was like, okay, they didn't do it. I said, all right, he's not coming back. And then boom. And I mean, obviously you do it in Chicago because, but I mean, this place went fucking bananas, bro. They got their moment. They all were like, oh, this is it. They were ready to leave.
He didn't even do anything.
He just walked out. That music hit. He walked out. He waved to the folks. And it was you won't forget it, bro. You'll remember Survivor Series 2023, bro. CM Punk has come home. Oh, this is going to be fun.
So obviously, I guess they're going with him and Rollins now, right?
Sure. Yes.
You interested in that?
Oh, I guess. I mean, sure. If he could stay healthy, Rollins Punk match, that'll probably be a fun match.
This is the thing.
He's hurt.
He's
made
shown
of glass
us he
now.
can't stay healthy anymore.
He is made of glass now. So, like, I hope we get one good match out of it or something.
Literally shattered his foot jumping into the crowd to celebrate.
We record this on Monday, so he's supposed to be here Monday Night Raw. I'm want to see what direction they go with. Like, how are they gonna play the comeback? You know, are they gonna name drop AEW? They're gonna act like he hasn't wrestled in 14 years. You know, like, what are they gonna do here?
I want to see. So I would imagine if you're putting him, like, Rollins is gonna be the baby face in this. I would think.
But I don't think so,
But
because
like Punk is the returning.
Yes.
But the thing is I think Punk. What I want to see, me personally, I want to see Punk be like the corporate sellout. Like, after I spent all these years fighting the man, and look where it's gotten me nowhere. And now finally I could just come and take the bag. I've built my name, and now I can cash in on it.
I saw the error of my ways.
I am ready to do business.
That's great. I would love it. That's what I mean. I have no idea where they're gonna go with it. Especially, like you say, he's obviously he's gonna be a face, but Rollins goes back and forth, so it works. But I wonder. So, he's gonna fight Rollins for this fake belt. So we keeping him away from Roman Reigns, right? We don't want to mess with Cody, right? Is Cody gonna mess up his story? Is his story gonna get messed up again?
I hope so.
Oh, poor Cody. We'll see. Because Royal Rumble's coming up. So, if there's a Royal Rumble match and it's Cody and Punk, we might not be happy with the outcome. We'll see.
I mean, I would say probably 50% of the people won't be happy with the outcome at that point.
I do. I know,
because
they love
honestly, if you're even thinking that Punk can have a run with Roman, you got to do it sooner than later.
Exactly. Maybe Punk, make him the Royal Rumble
apparently
match.
He signed a multi-year deal.
Sure.
Apparently.
Yes.
But you can't slow play this for 3 years from now. Punk's body is already given up. Maybe he's able to get through. I understand he's not going to be full-time, but you still got to get through these matches, main event caliber matches.
It's a little different, right? It's a little less. I guess maybe working WWE style. Maybe it will preserve that body a little. Because big move, rest, big move. It's a lot of resting and finish. You know what I mean? Like that kind of stuff. Like, obviously, Punk is gonna do what he wants to do, but I don't think he's gonna. It's not AEW where he's like, oh, that boy jumped off the cage. Nah, I gotta jump off the cage too because I could do that. I don't think he's gonna do that in WWE. I'm excited. I'm excited to see where it goes. WrestleMania season is going to be fun this year. The next pay-per-view is Royal Rumble, so we got some time. We got a whole month to build some stuff, and I don't know where they're going to go.
And don't forget, WrestleMania weekend, the Thursday before Mania, Major Wrestling Figure Podcast live at Dave & Buster's in Philly.
Love it. I'm going to have to come down for that. I don't know if I'm doing Mania, but I want to do some other activities, go to other shows and stuff like that.
They really haven't released like a
it's early
full scale. Yeah, it's still early for that, but I mean, this thing is packed. The WrestleCon is unreal with the amount of people that show up and sign at that, and it's going to be. I would assume WrestleCon is going to be a lot even better attended than last year, because for a lot of people that cross country trip out to the West Coast is a little bit too much.
Yes.
I know even for some of the wrestlers, it was, I don't really want to make that long of a trip. And,
Yeah.
you know, the hotel prices are insane. And this, prices on everything were very, very high. So I think this year, if you're into that, the meet and greets and stuff, the collection of people you'll have should be just out of control.
Baby, yes. Wrestling season. Love it.
JoeMeZ, keeping in theme with Thanksgiving. Last year, we talked about watching the Detroit Lions every year on Thanksgiving. And while I didn't do that, I did watch a sports documentary on Amazon Prime Video.
Yes.
It is called Bye Bye Barry. We spoke about it last week. It is about Barry Sanders, perhaps the greatest running back in the history of the NFL, who had a sudden retirement and never really spoke about it.
No.
So I watched this. Did you get around to it?
I did not. But I did do other stuff.
Well, I will say, I suggest that you make time for it.
Oh, that's what I love to hear. Good.
This was a very enjoyable documentary. It goes about an hour 32. It has people that actually know him in the documentary,
that's
as
very
opposed to the
helpful.
Shohei Ohtani one.
That's very helpful.
We've got like Detroit born and raised celebrities. We get Tim Allen, we get Jamel Hill, Jeff Daniels, Jalen Rose, Eminem. Eminem just sitting in the fucking studio talking about how Barry Sanders broke his heart.
That's great, but that's awesome. Like, I love that. That's
gives
great.
The context for the feeling of the city.
That's awesome.
But then on the football side of things, you get teammates, ex-coaches, people who played against him. Emmitt Smith is in here, Calvin Johnson, Megatron, Rodney Peete, Crispy. Like, these people know Barry Sanders. And even then, they were like, the people who know him with the way he walked away were not like really surprised by the way he did this, because for the most part, he tried staying out of the notoriety. He really wasn't motivated by personal records, wasn't motivated by personal awards. The first year, his first year in the league, he could have won the rushing title, and he pulled himself out of the game. That way they could give some other guy a couple plays and he's just like, no, it's okay. Let the other guy play. And they said back in high school, he did that. He had the chance to set like the touchdown record or something. And he told the coach, they were winning, they were far ahead. So like the game wasn't on the line, but he tells the coach, oh, why don't you give the freshman some snaps?
Sounds like a great guy. I love it.
So I'm not going to spoil it here because JoeMeZ is going to watch it. Assume with the busy weekend, other people are going to watch it. But he does go in depth about his reasoning for walking away and retiring in the fashion that he did. What I didn't know, because I'm not a Lions fan, you know what I mean? So when he retired, I remember just being like, wow, that's crazy and going on with my life. He was like fucking vilified.
I'm sure.
In
quit
Detroit.
On the team,
He quit
I'm sure.
Bro, at one point there's like a radio host who's like, up until now, OJ Simpson was my least favorite running back, but OJ only stabbed 2 people in the back. And I'm like, what the fuck?
What a fucking line, bro. That is good. Wow.
So the fans, after these 10 years that he had, which were incredible years to watch, they fucking turned on him in a heartbeat, and it was a complete 180.
Crazy.
So highly recommended for you guys who are sports doc fans or just football fans, Barry Sanders fans. This is, I think, it's well worth your time. Like I said, hour 32, it flies by. It's pretty engaging, gives you some good background on him, his story, where he came from, his meteoric rise, and then the finale of it all.
Very good. I'm definitely going to watch it. Definitely. I didn't get to watch it, though, because I went to the movies twice this week, Joe. Twice, baby. Oh, man. So the first thing I went to see was Thanksgiving.
You finally got to it.
I finally got to check it out. The new slasher movie from Eli Roth, based on the trailer from the Grindhouse movies. This was a lot of fun, Joe. It's just a straight up like 90s slasher. They didn't do so much of like because when you watch the Grindhouse, right, it's in that Grindhouse style, so it's going for a certain style. It didn't go for that style. It went for more of a 90s slasher. So it felt like I Know What You Did Last Summer, like that kind of thing. It's a lot of fun. Some of the kills are crazy for a mainstream movie. Like there's some crazy stuff. People in the audience were like, "Holy shit! Like what the fuck did I just see?" It's a lot of fun. If you like slashes, it's a good time. Definitely check it out. I'm sure this will be out pretty soon because hasn't made a lot of money. I don't expect it to make a lot of money, but it has.
It didn't make a lot. It's up to just over 24 million total.
So which I think isn't terrible for them, but I'm sure they'll be rushing it to VOD to try to get some more before it disappears.
There's also a few weeks in theaters now. Came in fifth
it's like this
weekend.
Yeah, it's been out for 2-3 weeks, so I really get it. But it's a good time if you into that shit. If you've been on the fence, check it out. Great slasher. Seriously.
How many main men?
Like 3.5. It's like a 3.5, bro.
Oh.
It's funny because the beginning of the movie, if you don't understand, like you won't get it because it starts with like a doorbuster Black Friday sale. Like that's the whole thing. There's a big rampage at a store, people die, and so now it's someone's coming back for revenge. Oh my God, who is it? But so just to see that, it's like Black Friday hasn't been like that in a long time. But they had the whole thing where everyone's lining up, open the door, let's go, we want our free air fryer. And it was just stupid shit like that. Just thinking back to, man,
is it based in a different year?
No, I just think it doesn't really say.
Is it based the same year the Grindhouse came out?
No, it just says present day. It just says this, and then a year later. It doesn't really say anything. Everyone's got cell phones. It's not like nothing.
Oh,
people are on streaming, so it's pretty present day. So people are blogging and stuff. So 100%. But it's just it was funny to see because I'm like, I don't know if this is gonna land with everybody because this is a very old reference here. Like people do not line up at midnight for fucking Black Friday deals.
I mean, you want a current reference? Let's talk about Spy versus Spy.
Yes. Oh my goodness. So then the second time I went to the movie this week, Joe, I had to go see the Disney celebration for Disney 100. There's a brand new Disney animated feature called Wish. Ooh,
and
baby.
JoeMeZ, you are one of the few people to see this movie.
My theater was not as full as I thought it would be for a holiday weekend animated movie. I will be honest.
I'll tell you what. I looked up and I didn't see the movie. I thought about going if I could make the time. I wasn't able to make the time. But when I looked at the box office results for this weekend and I see number 3, Wish.
Wow.
I
didn't know that. I didn't see the numbers this week. Wow.
So
crazy.
The number 1 movie, not even a new release, JoeMeZ. Hunger Games.
Oh, wow.
Again, second straight week, pulled in 28.8 at the box office, bringing the total to just under 100 million as of this recording.
That's not
Number
bad.
2 was another new release, Napoleon.
Ooh,
Your
wow.
double main man, JoeMeZ.
Ooh. I didn't get to see it because it's long, so it's hard for me to fit in 4 hours of time to get to a movie theater.
Well, this is going to be the thing now because people are talking about Oppenheimer for Best Picture possibly. And there was another movie that came out this weekend that they're like, oh, this is great. This may challenge Oppenheimer. And listen, I liked Oppenheimer, but under no circumstances is it the Best Picture because the third act bores the living shit out of you on a 3-hour movie. So that's not Best Picture worthy. It's good in its totality, sure, but it's not Best Picture worthy.
You have to remember though, there was a strike and a lot of movies did not get released. So by default, I think Oppenheimer will win this award.
I'll tell you what should win: Barbie.
I think it'll be nominated. I don't think it would win, but
it's It's a better movie than Oppenheimer. Bell to bell, better movie.
I think it falls apart in the middle part 2, though. In that movie, Barbie,
it's more
the real world stuff is not as good as the.
But then it
Barbie
sticks
stuff.
the landing, and Oppenheimer doesn't.
It does stick the landing. It does. It does.
So Wish comes in at number 3, less than $20 million, 19 and a half. Not good. Not good. It's just, listen, this has been a very insane year of movie
It's a
box
crazy
office.
year. I don't know what's gonna like if
Because
it's
a
just this
Disney movie
year.
used to be a layup. Maybe not 100 million, but it's going to come in at number 1, right?
I
And
would
it's
think so on a holiday weekend.
on a holiday weekend. We talked about Trolls last week.
Yeah.
Trolls is going to have a big drop off because
Yeah.
Disney's got a new movie coming out. Trolls had a drop off, but not that bad. And it only made 2 million less than Wish.
Wow, that's bad. That's maybe
Trolls
the
did
worst part.
$17.5 million this weekend. Wish did 19 and a half. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. Disney got to be shitting their pants because the Marvels on top of this dropped to 6.4 million. Now for 3 weeks is only up to 76 and change.
Insane. That's bad. This is very bad. That's bad. The fact that the second week Trolls made just a little
Pretty
less
much.
than that's crazy. I wonder. Wow, I don't know.
Now, as someone who doesn't have regular television, I really didn't see a lot of advertising for Wish.
So I was just gonna say, I feel that it was a movie that I kept forgetting was coming out, right? Because we were all trolls are coming out, and there was like,
and I don't know what it's
there's
about.
a Disney movie. I did not know what it was about at all. All I knew was, like I said, it had some brown skinned people and like a little animal, like it had like a goat. Like I knew like that was the thing, and I was like, I don't know what it's about. And like I said, and then I found out Chris Pine is in it. I'm like, okay, I don't know who he plays. So the movie is about there's a king who is Chris Pine, and he becomes a sorcerer and stuff, and he goes off to this land, and he tells people, come here, I'll keep you safe, and he takes your wishes from you. He keeps your wishes safe, and every once in a while he grants your wishes, stuff like that. That's the basic premise of the movie. So it's like, okay, so because this is supposed to be that big Disney 100 celebration movie. So like there's a lot of Easter eggs in this movie. Like there's a person called Peter that looks like Peter Pan, and he's talking to Wendy. So there's like a lot of stuff like that. There's 7 side characters in the movie, and they all represent a dwarf.
A dwarf, yeah.
Like even like got the ears like Dopey,
Ooh.
you know what I mean? Like that. But his name's not Dopey, his name's like Steve or something. Like it's like a regular name.
Steve Dope.
But someone's grumpy, someone's bashful, all that stuff. So like
which one was Hornswoggle?
There was a grumpy. He was played by the guy from What You Do in the Shadows, Guillermo. It's good. I forget his name. So the movie is good. I'll say the movie's good. The first half of the movie, I was like, all right, this is good. I think they stick the landing. I think they do a good build up. The songs, not great. I'll say I was most disappointed in the villain song. Not a great villain song. Usually you get a banger villain song no matter what. Not feeling it. It was okay.
Is the villain good though? Do we get a good villain?
Chris Pine is the villain. It's not like a secret or nothing. It's not like
he sounded like such a nice king though.
But like right from the start, there's something like up, and like within like 20 minutes, they're having a conversation, and you realize, oh, maybe he's not
keeping
such a
these
good
wishes
king.
for himself.
Yes, because
what a scumbag.
Yes, he's very not. I don't want to say like he's nervous. He's gonna lose his power, right? So like he goes, I can't grant that wish because what if it's too vague? I want to make something that people remember. It's like, well, what will people remember? A revolution? Killing the king? What will be remembered? So it's like, I can't grant that. So yeah, he don't grant a lot of wishes, and then more stuff happens. So there's a duet with Chris Pine and the girl that's very good. And the songs are good, but just the villain song kind of messed me up. There's a song towards the end where everyone's like getting ready for the battle that I thought was a banger. Real good.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and the movie has so the movie, there's a wish comes from a wishing star comes down. Like that's the hook. is that the girl makes a wish, and then so there's like a little star floating around the whole movie,
And you got to find it, and then it turns you invincible.
And he gives you powers. And so he makes the goat talk, and the goat is what's this fucking guy's name?
Michael Pena.
Alan Tudyk, right?
Oh, Alan Tudyk.
Yeah, so he does lots of stuff. But so for some reason,
from
he
Tucker
decided,
and Dale, from Star Wars,
lots of great stuff.
Yeah, he's in Dodgeball. The guy's been in everything.
Lots of stuff. And he does a lot of voice work.
Tons of it. Yes.
So most notably, his most recent voice work is he does Clayface on the Harley Quinn show.
Oh, okay.
And he does Clayface because Clayface is an actor, right? Actor who gets the form with the clay, blah, blah, blah. So when he does Clayface, he talks like this. He's a thespian.
He's projecting his voice, yes.
Projecting, always like that. For some reason, he does this same exact voice in this Disney movie for this goat. This goat's like, oh my God, I can talk now. And it's just like, what is this voice? Like, why did you pick this voice? What is happening? So it was a little weird, but it's good. I think you would like it. I think it's fun. I think it's harmless. It ain't great. It's definitely not a great movie. If this was supposed to be a big celebration of Disney 100, they could have did a little better,
Yeah, like I said, I haven't really seen a lot of advertising for it. Didn't really know what it was about. I know they had characters in the parks to kind of.
Oh yeah, already?
Yeah. For a little bit now, just kind of trying to push the movie.
Makes sense.
We had an actor strike.
I was gonna say you can't do actor stuff.
Yep,
that doesn't count. Yeah, okay, so that makes sense then, definitely.
But even without cable TV and stuff, whenever I watch like my streaming services, I don't fucking pay for no ads.
Yes.
So whenever I'm watching ESPN Plus, which is a Disney-owned service, and I'm watching hockey games, I saw a ton for the Marvels. I haven't seen anything for Wish.
Crazy. It's crazy. Well, we'll see. Maybe this week Wish will do good because last week everyone, they didn't get to see Trolls, so they went this week to see Trolls, and now they realize there's a Disney movie and they'll go see it. Wow.
One thing that was brought to our attention, JoeMeZ, from our friend Eddie Bowman. And now I've been watching this, and this was going to come up at some point, when we do our year-end wrap-up.
Sure, yeah.
Getting very close to cracking the top 10 box office grosses for 2023. Less than $3 million away. Taylor Swift, The Eras Tour.
Crazy.
Right now, crazy. It's just at $178.2 million. I'm sorry, it's about $6 million away. $178.2 million. It's right on the cusp of overtaking The Sound of Freedom.
So I don't know if it's gonna do it because Taylor just announced today that on December 13th, it's coming to streaming with an extended version with 3 more songs coming out.
Ooh,
which is great. But it is crazy that. So we have a 3-hour movie rounding out the top 10, and we have a 3-hour movie towards the top of the fucking list. Like, that's just insane to me that those 3-hour movies are making that much money.
And the top 2 movies of the year, one was a toy and the other one was a video game.
Insane, bro. It's just, wow. That's crazy. And this week, Beyonce is putting out she has a movie coming out, a concert movie. Renaissance, I think.
How do you think that is going to do?
People love Beyonce. It's a totally different demographic, right?
100%.
These are all the white girls, right? So now it's like, oh, let's go, girls.
We got the Beehive now to overtake the Swifties.
So I'm gonna see. How long is the movie?
I feel like,
you know what? It's the same thing too. It's 2 hours and 48 minutes.
Oof.
So it's the same exact shit. A 3-hour concert movie. Wow. That's just so crazy to me seeing that's also 3. Oh my goodness.
I just feel like had Beyonce done this 5 years ago, we would have talked about that the way we talk about Taylor Swift now.
I know she's been talking about this has been supposed to be coming out for a while, and then all of a sudden the Taylor thing came out of nowhere. Like this has been a thing. Like, oh, Beyonce's dropping this movie at the end of the year, and then Taylor kind of swooped in and decided to record everything and release it in theaters. So I'm sure Beyonce is a little like, damn, this bitch messed my shit up. Oh, good. But I would think that's gonna be the number 1 movie this week because this ain't there's nothing coming out this week. This week is Beyonce movie. There's a John Woo movie, but who's gonna go see that? It's an action movie with no talking, I believe. The guy's like his voice got messed up or something. So it's just like a silent killer. And there's a new fucking Godzilla coming out. I can't wait for this Godzilla. Looks amazing. Godzilla -1. Woo! But it ain't gonna make no money. So this is Beyonce's weekend, bro.
Yeah. As a moviegoer, I'd probably go see Wish. I'm interested to see Napoleon, but I don't know if I have
Yeah, I'm gonna wait.
the patience to sit through 3 hours of your boy Joaquin Phoenix.
Because that's why I haven't seen the Scorsese movie either. I can't make the times work. It's too much. I gotta find the time that I'm free and hope I have. It's too much. So I can sit on my couch. I don't wanna fucking pause the movie, but if I have to, I have to. That's life, bro. So we'll see. Disappointing.
In the words of Sid Vicious, sometime life bees that way.
God bless that man. That's all I did watch one other thing, Joe. I don't know about you. What you watch something else this week?
Nope.
Yeah, you did. We spun a wheel, Joe. We spun a wheel.
I mean, I watched that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. We're done, baby. We watched one other thing. I mean, I watched a few other things.
I'm not gonna lie. We didn't watch just one other thing.
I was gonna say I didn't watch just one other thing. I watched 3 other things, as we said was gonna happen.
I said it. I said once I watch the first one, I'm gonna want to watch the other 2. And then JoeMeZ texted me during the week. He's like, just so you know, I already watched all 3. And I was like, fuck. Well, now I'm pot committed. But then once I watched the first one, I watched the other 2 as well. So we dove in to one of the greatest movie trilogies in history.
Love it.
The Naked Gun from the files of Police Squad.
Oh, baby. So good. What's the IMDb say for this first movie? How are we describing this one?
So for part 1, this came out in 1988, and the description is: incompetent police detective Frank Drebin must foil an attempt to assassinate Queen Elizabeth II.
Straight to the point.
Yep.
That's it.
Easy.
Did you ever watch the TV show Police Squad?
Up until doing my research on this movie,
never knew.
Had no idea. Because they mention it throughout all of these movies. Oh, Frank Drebin, Police Squad. And I'm going, oh, I guess they couldn't get clearance to say like LAPD or some fucking bullshit. And it wasn't until doing research for this episode that I found out this is based on a 1982 series called Police Squad.
Yeah.
And that ran on ABC for 6 episodes before it was canceled. And in 2013, TV Guide made a list of the top 60 shows to be canceled too soon, and this came in at number 7.
Yeah, I don't know how I watched. Maybe they showed reruns or something, but I've seen these episodes, and it's funny. They always do the bit where they do a freeze frame, but it's not really a freeze frame.
That was their trademark for every episode.
It was so
they would fake a freeze frame.
It's so hysterical. Like, it's always the stupidest shit. So I remember, like I said, I don't remember where I watched it, but maybe with my mom on reruns. But I remember watching that show when I was younger.
I had absolutely no connection to the original series, and neither one of my parents were pop culture people really at all. So it's not like something they would have been like, oh, that movie you like was actually a TV show. Like, it's just neither one of them, So had no idea. And it's not something I ever, I never researched The Naked Gun. It's, I was a kid when it came out. I was 6 years old when the first movie came out. And I remember thinking it was hilarious and it was funny. And I watched it for years and years. I've seen every one of these, God knows how many times. But it's just, I never thought to sit there and kind of I wonder, let me see if I can find out any details on this.
Yeah, no, 100%. Why would you? You don't need to do that. It just happened to be a show, but that's not how we watched TV back then. We just watched whatever was on. It didn't matter if it had a sequel or this, that, the lore, the hype. No.
So this movie's written by Jerry Zucker, Jim Abrahams, and David Zucker. They are a trio of guys who they do all these things together. They wrote all 3 of these movies. They wrote the original Police Squad TV show. Before that, they wrote Airplane.
Yes, they
They've
did.
done a ton of shit together. It's like this is their genre. The
Yes, this
spoof
is their thing.
is what they do, and they do it very well. And
Yes.
David Zucker is the one who directs all three of these films. But in addition to that, he also directed Airplane and Top Secret, Basketball, which we just talked
Yes.
about
Yes.
2 months ago. And he also, I think he wrote Scary Movie 5, but he also directed parts 3 through 5.
Yes, those are the good ones because they turn into that kind of comedy. Like it gets like silly
Mm-hmm.
stuff. Yes, that's their brand of humor. Was how many jokes can we throw at the audience at one time? Like that was they just wanted to throw as much and be as stupid and silly as they can be, and it worked. People wanted to work for them. People were like would read those scripts and go, "I need to do this. Like I need to do this movie. This is fucking hilarious."
So George Kennedy, who plays Captain Ed Hocken in these movies, actually begged to be in this movie. Now it worked out because the studio wanted like a former award-winning actor to give it like some credibility,
Yes,
and George Kennedy had done the airport movies, and
yes,
those were like disaster movies basically. And when the Airplane movie came out, he was annoyed that he passed on it because he, looking back, he wished he
yeah,
had the opportunity to parody himself. So when he heard these movies were going to happen, he begged to be in them.
yeah. They got Robert Stack instead, but and Robert Stack saw the thing and he said, I don't tell these guys, but I would pay to be in this movie. Like, this is funny because like they wanted serious people to be silly. Like that was
Yeah,
their
of
thing.
course.
Like it was fun for them. So these serious people were like, yeah, I want to be silly. Like, yeah, I don't want to be serious all the time. So they loved working with these guys, and it shows.
And one of the things that we had in basketball, which is like a favorite of both me and you,
Yeah.
is the serious sports announcers.
Yes.
And you have like Al Michaels talking about being like the pervy old man. You have Bob Costas saying, "Oh, feel these nipples."
Feel
And
these nipples.
in part one, we get this baseball game between the Angels and the Mariners where they
Yes.
give us the collection of sports broadcasters in their heyday all saying dumb shit. And then it's like followed up with Dr. Joyce Brothers at the end.
Yes, for no
which
reason.
is so good.
Oh, when's the last time you seen these movies? It's been a while.
It's definitely been a while because there were a lot of things as I watched, and I watched all three like back to back to back, you know, like Pringles. Start one and just keep going until the end.
Can't stop.
And I remembered everything, but like things that would like refresh as I was watching it, like would pop me. Like I laughed out loud throughout the entirety of the day, sitting there and watching these movies. Yes. Still had that appeal to me because this is to me like this Zucker Abraham Zucker motif, right? Like they're the authority on this stuff. I feel like I'm their target demographic. I'm the guy that they're like, this is the guy we know we have in the bag. Like we don't write for him, but we know he's going to be there regardless. And, you know, like wrestling fans, like you don't write to wrestling fans. You're trying to draw in the casuals that may or may not watch all the time, but the real wrestling fans are going to be there regardless. Good, bad, they always show up. And that's me for like these types of movies. I'm going to be there for this. And there was so much about these movies where even if I didn't remember like a certain line or whatever, or maybe it's just that I'm a little bit older and a little bit wiser and have a little bit better recognition for things.
There's a lot of stuff over your head. 100%.
So I just wanted to say these movies are huge box office smashes, successes.
Really? Wow. So that's great to hear.
Whereas the show gets canceled after 6 episodes in 1982, the first movie has a budget of $12 million. And it looks it. You could tell there's not a lot of money being thrown into it. But worldwide, it makes $152 million.
Wow.
IMDb scores it a 7.6. Rotten Tomatoes gives it 86% fresh, with the audience score being 84%. Now, I don't know how the audience score comes in under the critics, but the critics fucking get it. And 86% fresh is fucking incredible.
And for this type of shit, yeah, bro, I would never.
This is the type of movie you expect critics to come in and just be like, "Why are we wasting
so
money?
Stupid?" Yeah, it's so dumb. I love this. That's great.
And what makes the movie is the cast, right? It's the
Yes.
cast understanding it's not taking themselves too seriously, but taking themselves serious enough to do the job. And
Yeah.
Leslie Nielsen is at the forefront of that. This is
Amazing.
very much his showcase.
Oh,
And
yeah.
he is unfreaking believable in this Frank Drebin character. Now, I want to go back and watch the TV show now because he plays Frank Drebin
Yeah.
on the show, which didn't know it until earlier this morning, but now I want to see it. But he's so good, and he's got this very like this cold delivery of so many
Yes.
lines where it's just he's just got this dry sense of humor on so much, and it hits the nail on the head so many times with the way he delivers these lines and with the visual gags and his reactions, even when he's not.
He reacts so good.
It's not even so much what he says, it's the emoting of him processing something he hears or something he sees, where you see his face scrunch up into like 11 different
Like
emotions
Yep.
in such a quick amount of time. There's a scene where he's in the office of Ricardo Montalban, who plays our villain in the first movie, Vincent Ludwig. And he's got all this expensive shit all over the walls that he's been collecting for years. And, you know, your prototypical rich guy, you know?
Yeah.
And he's got like the fish, the fighter
Yes, the
fish
Japanese
or whatever.
Fighting fish, yeah.
And he's got, the unbreakable pen, you know, that's made of the samurai sword steel. And all of a sudden the pen, and like this whole scene is like, as it plays out, it is completely and utterly ridiculous.
So silly.
And in the hands of a lesser talented actor, this scene would be ungodly awful, completely unwatchable. And yet, for whatever reason, because of Leslie Nielsen, everything he does, the second the pen goes flying into the air, you're like, oh, fuck, like that's a really expensive pen. And then it goes in the tank with the fish. And then he's trying to dig it out. And then his fucking sleeve is sopping wet. And he's trying to hide it behind, like just everything, this confluence of events that just keeps happening in the hands of a lesser man. It's horrible. Yet, for whatever reason, Leslie Nielsen is so fucking good that it just works, and works on such a high level of entertainment and a high level of comedy that if you just gave me this one scene, I'll be like, holy fuck, now that guy is impressive.
Well, he gives the handshake at the end, and it's just it's so silly, but it's the funniest thing you ever saw in your life.
It's like that's the big punchline. Like we've built it up for like a solid 6 minutes of this scene and him going through something else and something else, only to, and he's been hiding it the whole time that his hand has been in the tank, that the fish is eating, you know, the pen went through the fish, all this shit. And then at the very end of the scene where he reaches over and his sleeve just starts gushing water onto the guy's desk as he shakes his hand. And it's just like it's just like,
it's so good. He's delivering the silliest shit with the straightest face. Like, it's just, and like you said, his reaction, because he'll say the dumbest shit, but then someone else will say something stupid, and he'll look at them like, yo, what the fuck? Are you fucking stupid? It's just so fucking good. Oh, what a picture, bro.
Priscilla Presley, she plays the love interest, Jane, in these movies. And as a kid, Priscilla Presley to me was like the MILF of MILFs.
Yeah, she's pretty. Definitely.
She was on, I want to say Dallas, back in the day or something.
Dallas.
And was it Dallas or Dynasty? I confuse the two all the time, even though, but whatever. She was on for a couple seasons, but like when she's in these movies, I'm like, yo, this woman is terrific. And I love Jane and Frank. Like, to me, that's like couples goals. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's what romance looks like, is Frank Drebin and Jane Spencer. And in this movie, when they like first get together, one of the I think about this all the time because it just pops me so big. They have this montage to "Something Tells Me I'm Into Something," and it's, you know, a montage of them going on all their dates and kind of falling in love. And one of the scenes they keep coming back to is them running hand in hand on the beach, as like other beachgoers are there, and they're like kind of in the way, and they end up like double clotheslining these other people who are on the beach and just like splish splashing around.
So
Like
good.
that
clothesline
pops
is
me
great.
so fucking big every time.
And the
So
best, I love it. And after the montage, they go, "I can't believe I just met you yesterday."
yes.
It's so fucking good. It's just little things like that that just make the funny thing even funnier. It's just
the
amazing.
opening scene of the movie is something that has nothing to do with the movie.
Yes.
Apparently, Frank is on vacation in Beirut, because where else would you go on vacation?
Where would you go, bro?
And it's all of America's biggest enemies. It's like
Yes.
Idi Amin,
So funny to see.
Gorbachev, all these foreign adversaries that the United States had at the time. And they all have like their Legion of Doom conference call together, and they're all sitting
Yes.
there, and Frank Drebin like runs in and ambushes them and, you know, saves America, whatever. And it's so fucking good. Like the end is like he's like giving Gorbachev a noogie, and Gorbachev, for those of you who are a bit younger, was the leader of communist Soviet Russia, and he was known for having this rather large birthmark on his head. And as Frank Drebin gives him the noogie, the birthmark wipes right off, and like he turns to the camera, breaks the fourth wall, and he's like, "I knew it."
Yes, he's spying, and they're talking shit about America. He just can't take it no more. It's so good, bro. What a movie! Oh,
and of course, this all builds up to the big baseball game. It's actually filmed at Dodger Stadium, but it's a game between the Angels and the Mariners. The Dodgers were offered the opportunity to be in the movie, but they refused because of the bench clearing brawl that would ensue, and they didn't want to be a part of that.
Oh my god! I figured they'd be like, "Oh, we don't want the thing with the queen." No, we don't want to have a bench. It's so stupid, bro.
So we get the scene, and this is one of my favorite jokes in the history of life. Frank beats up the guy who's supposed to sing the national anthem. That way he can sneak his way onto the field, because he got word that one of the players is going to be the one to try to assassinate the queen on behalf of Ricardo Montalban. So he needs to be in that game. And he abducts the singer, slips into the tuxedo, does a horrible rendition of the national anthem. And as he's running away from security, because they're like, this obviously is not the singer, he slips into the umpire's dugout, beats up the umpire, puts on the pads and stuff, and goes and umpires the game. And first off, we get him doing the umpire stuff.
So good.
Is the fucking funniest thing ever, because at first he forgets he's an umpire, so he's like waiting to make the call, and the whole stadium's like looking at him,
staring like, what is it?
And then he becomes like overcome by like the crowd reaction.
He's into it.
So his strike three call all of a sudden just escalates and escalates until he does a full on Michael Jackson dance routine to call people out, full on spin and splits, like the whole deal. And then we get the scene where we get the bench clearing brawl, because it's going to happen at the 7th inning stretch, and he's trying to prolong that until he can find out which player it is.
Yes.
The bench is clear. The brawl ensues. All of a sudden, Frank is there. He's arguing with the umpires because of some disputed calls, and he sees Reggie Jackson, baseball Hall of Famer, walking. He's obviously being mind controlled, but he's got his gun. He's making his way over to the queen, walking like a robot. Frank sees this, and he pulls his gun. So as he's arguing with the other umpires just stop and like, sure, he was out. Yeah, whatever you say.
Yeah, he was out. He was out. Oh.
And it turns out those were actual major league umpires at the time that
funny.
they brought in to be in this. So he like goes, he foils the attempt on the queen's life. And then when they say, hey, that umpire, he saved the queen, and he removes the umpire's mask, and people recognize him as the singer from the pregame ceremony. And Francis from Pee-wee's Big Adventure is sitting in the crowd, and he says, hey, it's Enrico Palazzo. And the whole stadium chants, Enrico Palazzo, Enrico Palazzo.
It's good, bro.
I
good.
love it. It is so wonderful. And then, like, it doesn't even end there. Like, we still gotta
There's still like
catch
10
the
minutes
bad
left.
guy. You know?
Yeah. Oh, my father went the same way.
Ricardo Montalban meets his fatal finish. It is in a way you couldn't have possibly expected.
It's perfect. Perfect for a naked guy.
Perfect. And what a movie. What a
So
picture. Like I said, Francis from Pee-wee's Big Adventure. Listen to this. Like, he's done a bunch of shit. Like, if you actually go look at his IMDb. But if we were to play the IMDb game with this guy, Francis from Pee-wee's Big Adventure, whose real name, I can't even remember. What do you think are on his top 4?
See, I know he's in, like, he's always like oh yeah, that's that guy, but to name something, he's in is he in Leprechaun? Is he the guy in Leprechaun? He's like the slow guy in Leprechaun.
But like, his other big credits
that's
are
about
this.
it.
Well, Pee-wee, Leprechaun. Pee-wee obviously is the big one, right?
Sure. Yeah, of course.
But then he's got this one line in Naked Gun where he's literally credited as, hey, it's Enrico Palazzo.
That's a great credit.
They gave a lot of like the very bit part characters in this movie, they're credited as what their line was.
So funny.
So if you read the credits, it literally says, hey, it's Enrico Palazzo, and then the actor's name. But one of the other things he's in, he's the older version of Stillwell Angel in A League of Their Own.
Oh, that's right. He is. Yes, he is. That's so funny. Yep. That's what I'm saying. He's that guy. Like, I'm like, I know I've seen him in other things. That's so funny. Mark Holton. That's his name. Oh, that's so funny. Hey. But that's a banger. Those are 4 great movies to be a part of, bro.
Right? Like, for someone who's not like a household name, to log on to his IMDb page and be like, Leprechaun, Pee-wee's Big Adventure, The Naked Gun, and A League of Their Own. Like, fuck. Is this guy Tom Cruise?
Is this guy Tom Cruise? I'm looking at his IMDb. Yeah, he's just got a little part here and there. A little there, a little there. So funny.
Like, he's got stuff all over every year.
Spectator, it's Enrico Palazzo. So funny. Oh, that is good. God damn. What a picture, Joe. I'm so happy the wheel landed on this.
I am too. I know this is our last wheel of the Wheel of Fortune. It couldn't have gone any better, which is why we need to hit some music.
Ooh, baby.
Are you a man? A double main man? Are you a man? A triple main man? A man? A quadruple main man? Are you our man? Are you our man?
1988's Naked Gun from the Files of Police Squad. Joe, where's this falling on your main man standings?
I mean, it's awesome. It's still just as funny as it was to me 30 years ago. And I mean, what are we at? We're at the 35th anniversary of this film, 1988.
Crazy.
It is still fucking hilarious. And for these people to write this movie and have it hold up after all these years, and maybe it's a product of the, I was at the right age for,
yes,
I was at that impressionable age. I wonder if someone 15 years younger than me can watch this for the first time and enjoy it.
I do wonder.
I mean, I don't know, but like the beats, they all hit for me. The visual gags all hit for me. Everything is great. And yet I'm only going to give this a quadruple and a half main man, 4.5 stars.
4.5. Ooh, what's stopping you from going the full Monty here, baby?
Because we're gonna mention something in about a minute.
Oh, really? Okay. Wow. I'm gonna give this a 4. It's a fantastic picture. It holds up. I have a question though. If this holds up, Joe, why do we hate Angie Tribeca so much? It's the same shit, is it not? Is it just we
Once
need
again,
Leslie Nielsen's charm? Is that what it is?
That's what it is. Because we tried Angie Tribeca. This was
And it's
supposed
the
to be that show
same-
for
yep.
us, right?
It's the same humor, same kind of silliness, over the top silliness.
And both of us watched it going,
hated it. We hated it, bro.
Yeah, we did.
We did not like it at all.
So once we have all those back episodes uploaded, I want to say Angie Tribeca was what, episode 4 or 5 that we tried watching that show. It's very early on in our history.
Yes, and it was something I was hearing about. I was like, yo, everyone's saying this is like a Naked Gun show. How do we not watch this, Joe? We gotta watch this fucking thing.
And neither one of us was feeling it.
No, we watched plenty of episodes. So you watched all the other ones. How are the other ones holding up for you,
Well,
Joe?
and this is why part 1 only gets a 4.5. Because Naked Gun 2.5, The Smell of Fear, is my favorite entry in the trilogy. Now, much lower rated by critics and audiences together. Whereas Rotten Tomatoes gave the first one 86% fresh, part 2 only got 58%.
That's a big drop.
It's a big drop.
They weren't feeling it.
The audience went from 84% to 65%.
They weren't feeling it.
IMDb went from 7.6 to 6.9.
Wow.
But JoeMeZ, the people showed up at the box office. Because even though the budget almost doubled up to $23 million, this movie grossed $192 million worldwide.
That's just fucking insane, bro. What comedy movie is making even $50 million now, bro? Holy shit.
So the 3 movies combined, if you look at it, $12 million to make the first one, right?
Yep.
$23 million to make Naked Gun 2.5, and $30 million to make Naked Gun 33 1/3, which made another $132 million at the box office.
Wow. What a franchise, bro. This got to be one of the best trilogy franchises of all time.
You're talking about the last entry at $132 million gross being the least well-performing one of the trio.
Wow. That's insane, bro. Part 3 was my movie. I watched that all the time. I think I was like the right age. It was on all the time. I remember seeing that all the time. Anna Nicole Smith.
And Anna, we forget now because she became like a caricature towards the end of her life. And then, I mean, she's been dead now for
She's been dead forever.
15 years.
Yeah.
If not more. Actually, yeah, probably more. Which is crazy. But she was like that big, like trying to break out star. Like she was the Playboy girl who was like, oh, she was going to really break out. And she never really did she never really had the overall mainstream success. We're like, but like, what was she going to be?
Is this the most mainstream movie, right? Like, because the rest is like HBO Cinemax kind of.
She did like the Hudsucker Proxy, which was
okay. So Coen brother.
But it was a small role in that. I think this was
yeah.
this was probably her beefiest role in like a real movie. So, but Naked Gun 2.5 for me hits on every fucking level. There's just, I guess, I mean, I don't even see. I don't understand how there's such a big drop in the appreciation.
I know
of
it's the
critics
same
and
shit.
audiences.
Yeah.
To me, it amps up the one-liners and the sight gags.
Yes.
Like there's the scene where the guy breaks into Jane's apartment to kill her, and she's singing in the shower, and it's like this beautiful song that then like he like freezes as he's listening to her sing, and then he just joins her in singing,
So good.
and it turns into this fight scene around everything, to where we get the incredible visual gag at the end of it of Frank and Jane about to have sex to, like celebrate, like, hey, we beat this killer guy. And she goes, I just want you to know I practice safe sex. And he goes, so do I. And they wear these giant full body condoms. And you just see them kind of hug and collect.
Just hugging
so
on the bed.
fucking good. I love Naked Gun 2.5. I said it last week. For whatever reason, I think we had a copy of this movie at my house. So it was something I watched a lot as a kid, just because I had my own copy. So there's obviously a little bias that goes into that. But man, I just fucking love it, man. Part 3, I still enjoy part 3, but not to the extent.
It's not as good. Yeah. There's some good stuff, but it's not as good.
Like part 2.5 for me, quintuple main man, unicorn, 5 stars, absolutely love it.
Wow, because I would go 1, 2, 3. I think they're all good, but I think first one's the best, and then it gets a little less.
See, I go 2, 1, 3.
2, 1, 3.
Yeah.
But I mean, 2 is right there. It's not like 2 is a fucking 2 is right there, bro. It's a lot of good stuff.
I will say, to me, 3 is a drop off.
Sure. It is.
I don't necessarily like the storyline they got going on with the other criminal. It's fine. There's a lot of funny stuff in it. Like, you're still gonna enjoy yourself. If I had to rate it, I'd probably still give it a triple main man.
Yeah.
I'm still enjoying myself. If it comes on TV right now, I'm not turning it off. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'd be like,
it was on TV a lot.
This shit's on. We're gonna watch the fuck out of this.
Like, what part is it up to the riot? Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, 100%.
But yeah, man, these movies, if you've never seen them, definitely go out of your way and watch these movies, and then tell me what you think.
Yes,
because if you're going into it with a clean slate,
100%,
I would love to know how these movies hold up for someone watching it with fresh eyes.
Yes, because we think it's hilarious, but we always thought it was hilarious. So we're laughing at jokes we've always laughed at. So I want to hear a fresh viewpoint, please, if you haven't seen it.
For as much as I think we both try to go in here with, open minds and genuinely try to give unbiased opinions, there's stuff like you can't help. And the pull of your childhood and what meant a lot to you or what stood out to you during your formative years is very strong. And for something like this, like, these movies were definitely part of the fabric of what makes me. And I say that not in jest, not ironically. I genuinely mean these movies influence so much of why I am the way I am today in a lot of ways. So it's very hard to kind of be unbiased and be like, oh, through 2023 eyes, this actually isn't funny.
After we record the pod, Kellyanne always asks, oh, what are we watching next week? And I was like, oh, we're watching Naked Gun. She's like, oh my God, that's perfect for you too. You're like the only 2 people I know who love that movie. Like, she's like, that's your guys' movies. Like, that's Naked Gun and you guys. I'm like, it's a great movie. What can I say? The best.
Thank you, Wheel of Fortune, for giving us something absolutely wonderful to remember you by. But unfortunately, that's over now, isn't it, JoeMeZ?
Yeah, we're gonna get that wheel the hell out of my face, bro, because, oh, baby, it's that time. Are you ready, Joe?
No. Welcome, boys and girls, to Slaying and Slaying.
Oh, baby, Joe is back, slaying and slaying.
I know it's coming back. It doesn't make it any easier.
Oh, baby. For those who are new to the program, who don't know what we're talking about, for December, we like to mix it up here and we watch a nice Christmas movie, right? Because it's the holidays. We watch a nice Christmas movie. But then I get to have a little fun and I make Joe watch a similar type movie, but with a horror twist. Oh, baby. So, like, we watched Home Alone, and then we watched a movie where a boy's trying to save himself from a killer Santa, doing some booby traps and stuff like that. You know, we try to keep it close together. So I'm very excited to do this because I love making Joe watch some horror movies.
I feel like we just got past the spooky snake season, right? We're just jumping back into this way too soon.
But you had a nice month off, bro. And then you're done for the year. What do I make you watch during the rest of the year? Come on, get out of here.
The Marvels.
Come on, we like that movie.
You took away a week of my season.
I did, but because there was an extra week in the month, you still got 4 movies, baby boy.
I don't know if that makes it better.
You're only getting 3 slaying and slayings for this month.
Oh my God, what a time to be alive.
So I have 4 options that I have chosen for us. So one is going to get left off. I haven't decided which one, but I think we should start with this one. Let's start with this one here. We're going to do It's a Wonderful Life. You ever see It's a Wonderful Life?
So if I say no, that's factually incorrect.
It's like bits and pieces on TV. You would watch? Yeah, sure.
The thing is, as a kid, I shunned anything that was old looking and especially black and white.
Yes.
100%. Not interested. So has it been on? Yes. Have I really watched it? No, not really.
Okay. So we're going to watch It's a Wonderful Life. This is streaming on Amazon Prime for free, of course. So you could check that out. This is a movie, right? A guy's like, oh, I wish I was never born or some bullshit like that. And then he sees his life. What would happen if he was never born?
Similar to the episode of Married with Children that we watched last year. It's a Bundyful life.
Yes, exactly. So that premise has been done many times since then. And for this,
and it will be matched up. I have a feeling I know where this is going.
Where's it going?
It's going with a similar theme adult movie called Fuck My Wonderful Wife. Right?
That's a different adult movie that we watch.
We're not doing that movie?
No, sadly, we're not, Joe. We're going to watch a brand new movie. It comes out December 1st on Shudder. I'll probably put it on the Twitch stream for those who don't have Shudder, but you should have Shudder because it's like $5 a month. It is called It's a Wonderful Knife. So it is the same.
You got to be fucking kidding me.
It's the same premise as It's a Wonderful Life, except
so the knife wishes it was dead?
No, it's just a play on words. It's about a final girl. I think this is what the movie's about. I believe it's about a final girl who saves the town or something, and something happens, and they find out what would happen if she was never born. Some bullshit like that. It's the same exact thing, just with a horror twist. I have not seen it. It had a small release in November for about a week or 2.
Oh, so this is a new movie.
This is a brand new movie. That's why I'm starting this off with the brand new movie. We got a classic, right? It's a Wonderful Life, 1946. It's a classic. I don't know. Maybe you don't love it as much, but I mean, if you look on list of Christmas movies, it's always towards the top of the list. It's a very famous.
You know how people are. They're fucking stupid. And everybody's got to go chalk with a lot of this shit because, I'm not going to be the one to leave off It's a Wonderful Life. Well, you fucking should.
Well, maybe.
You know what you know what you should leave off? Yeah, maybe you're right. I don't know, but I know about this. You know what you should leave off? Should never be on anyone's best of list. Fucking A Christmas Story. What a fucking shitty movie. A garbage piece of dog shit of a movie. Horrible. Awful. Disastrous result of filmmaking.
Don't worry, we're not watching that one.
Good.
So yeah, check it out. I'm excited. I haven't seen it yet. I hear good things. A lot of fun. It's a Wonderful Knife. Streaming on Shudder. And I'll probably put it on the Twitch stream as a nice holiday present for anyone who doesn't have that streaming service.
So make sure you're following there and enable those notifications so you know when JoeMeZ goes live. That's twitch.tv/MEZmovie.
It's gonna be a fun one. I'm excited for this Slaying and Slam. We're gonna have some fun this year, baby.
We normally do get some really good pairings on these, so I do somewhat look forward to this.
Yes, and here's a spoiler alert. Joe usually likes the horror movies more than the Christmas movies. So.
That is the truth. Some of these fucking Christmas movies are really bad.
So this is a fun month. So I'm excited for this one, Joe. Oh, baby. But we gotta wrap this one up before we can get to the next one, huh?
So let's hit some music.
You know it, baby.
Now time for the big finish.
All right, Joe. It's big finish time. We have to spin a wheel. We can't go an episode without spinning the
Oh,
wheel.
God
Come
forbid.
on. You love it, baby. Let's spin it. Oh, I forgot to take something off from last week. Oh, no. What? Oh, would you look at this? Wow. Today's big finish. We got a wrestling theme here, Joe. WrestleMania moments. What are some moments that have popped you? It's been 39 WrestleManias, bro. There's a lot to choose from. Wonder where this is going. Here we go.
Number one is when Mickey James grabbed Trish by the coochie and
that's a
then
good
licked
one.
her fingers at the camera.
Ooh, she did that in TNA Impact recently when she fought Trinity Fatu, whatever her name is over there. And she did something like with her butt. And she turns and goes, "Don't tease me with a good time, honey," and licked her fingers. It's so good.
What is going on?
Oh, it was good. This is hard for me, but I'm gonna. All right, let's see. I'm gonna go with. I'll go with Brock Lesnar beating the streak. I was there live,
Okay.
bro. It was, no one thought it was the finish, because who the fuck thought
that's true.
Undertaker was gonna lose? But it was the third F5, and bro, you could hear a fucking pin drop, except for me cackling. Oh, I had no voice for the next night on Raw, because I was oh, what a night. Oh, 21-1, baby.
Number two for me, WrestleMania 7. The Macho Man reunites with Miss Elizabeth following his match where he loses and has to retire with the Ultimate Warrior.
So good.
It was the culmination of the greatest wrestling story ever told. Just the Macho Man and Elizabeth theme throughout all these years, the ups and downs they had that we witnessed on camera for years and years, finally coming to the big culmination where they get back together. Beautiful.
Beautiful shit. Good shit. I'm going to go with another a return from WrestleMania 8 when the Ultimate Warrior came back. Little Gomez was so excited for this. This is not Big Gomez, wouldn't give a shit, but Little Gomez, when that Ultimate Warrior music hit as Sid Justice and Papa Shango are beating up on Hulk Hogan. Oh my God, he came to save the day. Bro, that was, and he had to run like fucking 4 minutes to the fucking ring. So good, bro. Oh,
Final one for me, WrestleMania 14. We're backstage, and the interviewer is Jennifer Flowers, the president's old mistress. And who is she talking to? But The Rock. And for the first time, The Rock finishes an interview with, "If you smell what The Rock is cooking."
I love it. That's funny. Oh, number three, I'm trying to think. I mean, I guess I have to. I mean, there's so, but I'm gonna being there for Daniel Bryanson's win. He's one of my favorite wrestlers of all time, and
Daniel
being
Bryanson's win.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm that AEW's messing me up. Daniel Bryan winning that belt. It was amazing. I've been a big fan all these years, and it was amazing to be there for that.
That
So good.
whole show, in all actuality, WrestleMania 30 was a
Great.
hell of a WrestleMania.
Great show.
And if you go back, a lot of the ones in the 20s are not very good.
Terrible. The mid-20s are horrendous.
Yeah. And WrestleMania 30, especially like 28, 29, like not good at all. 29,
okay, 29 is terrible. The
29
New
is
York
the
one
Miz,
was
right?
so
Miz
bad.
Cena.
No.
Well, that show sucked.
That's 27. It was 27 Miz, Cena. Then 28 was Miz, Rock Cena, Rock Cena 2, and then Daniel Bryan. Because those were the 3 I went to.
No, 30 was Daniel Bryan.
Yeah, so 29 was that one. 28 was that
okay.
one, and 27 was the Miz. Cena.
Okay, well that one, the best thing on the show was Snooki, and I'm not even being.
She was a great worker. The best thing was Snooki was great, and the Miz's entrance music. They Hate Me Now. That was the best. That's the best Miz moment. That video was great. The problem is 20 years later, he's still saying all those things in that video. His shtick has not changed.
Yeah.
He says the same things. Oh, it's a good list. We got a good list here, Joe.
Yeah, I have Mickey James, Macho Man, and The Rock. Legends.
It's pretty damn good. Beat the Streak, Ultimate Warrior, and Daniel Bryan. Come on. That's good. I'm happy with it.
Thank you guys for listening to the Car JoeMeZ podcast. As a reminder, in case you don't follow our social media at Car JoeMeZ, which you should, Gomez and I both were guests on the Monster Madness podcast. Go check it out with our buddy Matt Stein. We're talking horror. We're talking spooky snake season stuff and what goes into that, what goes into the planning of spooky snake season. So go listen to that. Check that out. And you can hear me on a special edition of Small Talk on the Going Postal podcast with my double main man, Dylan Swoggle Postal.
Love it.
This man worked 6 WrestleManias. He's had guests on his show like TJ Wilson, Kofi Kingston, Tommy Dreamer, and he has fallen so far down the pecking order that he had to get me on his show now.
Times are rough.
What is one of my career highlights is one of his lowest moments. And I was told by his producer that I hit what is the greatest line in the history of that podcast. So, as of now,
love to hear that.
So go check that out at Going Postal anywhere you find podcasts. So those are both available to you. We're here every Thursday. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like. Make sure you leave a 5-star review. That all helps. Join our Facebook group. Talk to us. Talk to other people who listen. We got some good people in there. Just search Car JoeMeZ Podcast on Facebook and come in and join. It's free and it's fun. You can follow all my personal stuff at the Joe Shoes, Instagram, Twitter, all the big social medias, youtube.com/Joe Shoes, prowrestlingtees.com/Joe Shoes. And I'll be appearing in a couple weeks in Queens, New York for ICW No Holds Barred, a special wrestling appearance in my hometown. So that'll be really, really fun to see. Get your tickets. They're on sale now.
Love to see it. The Gomez 154, Instagram, Twitter, Blue Sky, Threads, all over the place, baby. And that Twitch stream, I will put that movie up for you guys. Twitch.tv/Mez movie. Come on, follow, boys.
So next week it's A Wonderful Life, or is it A Wonderful Knife? Is it the knife of the life of the wife is ended by the knife? We're doing big things. It's Slang and Slang, Car JoeMeZ podcast, and that's Amore, cowboy.
Peace.
Hey, it's Enrico Palazzo.